All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest and greatest in sneakers. Now, for today's show, we got Jordan Brand gearing up for the return of a classic in the Jordan 3 Black Cement. Now, of course, we know there's a lot of buzz surrounding this release. It looks like some early pairs are already beginning to hit the streets. So we're going to discuss early impressions and did Jordan Brand actually ruin a classic? Plus, we got Adidas with a big opportunity as they're gearing up to unveil some new big releases. So we're going to discuss why they have a chance to gain some ground on the competition. Plus, it looks like a new report discusses Ye's new big plan. So we're going to be talking everything Yeezy related. But of course, to kick things off, we got to start with some quick updates, which it looks like first and foremost, we got Salehi Bembry, who has just unveiled his latest new silhouette, which apparently will be called Cypress, which by definition is an evergreen coniferous tree with small rounded woody cones and flattened shoots bearing small scale-like leaves, which he was kind enough to share the definition via his Instagram caption. So it looks like we have another release which is inspired by the outdoors, made for the outdoors, and Salehi and Crocs continue to do big things. And tomorrow they are planning to release the Tahini Juniper sneakers. Now, next up, we got J-Hound, everybody's favorite Montreal-based art studio. They're teaming up with Timberland for a release which is gearing up for the fall-winter 24 season. Now, as far as J-Hound, when they team up with these different entities, they usually like to dip into their classic catalog. You know, they generally like to elevate these releases with more premium materials, keeping things minimalistic and generally just adding the J-Hound stamp of approval. So Timberland, they've been teaming up with a lot of different brands as of lately, keeping their classic name alive. Most recently, noteworthy collab would definitely have to go to those Louis Vuitton Timberlands, and it looks like we have these J-Hound collabs, which is set to drop fall winter 2024. And then lastly, we got an interesting one here from Pharrell, who's teaming up actually with Lego. So if you guys aren't familiar, they're actually working on a biopic Lego style, which that film I guess is supposed to drop later on this year. So I guess to commemorate that film, we have this Pharrell Lego set, which apparently will be designed somewhat by Pharrell. They're calling this Over the Moon with Pharrell Williams. This will include 966 pieces, 2 little figurines, and Lego's asking for $109.99 for these. So it looks like pre-orders are available right now. This would make a cool display piece. Maybe you're into Legos or possibly a big Pharrell fan. This could also be a big collector's item. So I'm definitely not mad at this. And with Lego teaming up now with Pharrell, what other artists would you like to see have their own official Lego collaboration? And with those quick updates out of the way, let's jump into our main story. So first up, we got Jordan Brand getting ready for the return of a classic in the Jordan 3 Black Cements. Now, as far as this pair right here, definitely a top 10 Jordan release of all time, arguably top 5 release. So you can imagine the buzz is definitely strong for these. People are already talking about doubling, tripling up on this release. Now, it seems like we do have some early pairs which are beginning to hit the streets ahead of the scheduled November release date. And thankfully enough, Z Sneakerheads was able to share this clip. So let's go ahead and take a early look at this highly anticipated upcoming release, which looks to feature just your standard Jordan 3 box. As far as the pair right here, you got the good old classic Nike Air on the back. And as far as what we're seeing right here, pretty much what I would expect as far as this pair goes. We know these did drop the last time back in 2018, so some of your pairs still may be fresh if you still have a pair from back then. But as far as everybody else, they're looking to go absolutely crazy on this classic, iconic Jordan Brand release. So my man right here, he says, so simple, yes, so perfect. And as far as impressions, we got this dude right here. He said, yes, these are a go. Glad I saved my money and passed on those Armand Manier 3s. Lord, forgive me ahead of time for the greed you're about to witness, because I'm grabbing 3 pairs. So it seems like people are definitely excited about this pair. But on the other hand, you got my man Nino Beats right here, who said, I'm glad I bought the Armand Manier 3 instead. This quality is off. These look really cheap in every video and photo I've seen so far. Is it just me? And then my man said, leather looks terrible compared to 2018. So mad I sold my backup pair. So it seems like as far as the early impressions on this upcoming drop, it seems like we kind of got a mixed bag right here. But as far as the complaints, these are generally what you typically hear as far as Jordan 3s, whether it be about like the cement print being off or the quality. I think this is just like a little bit of like hate as far as the early impressions, but you guys already know once these joints are set to drop coming up in November, people are gonna go absolutely crazy for these. Now, as far as doubling, tripling up, I think that the quality does play a factor in that. You know, once there's a lot of buzz surrounding that a particular Jordan release has like a good quality as far as like the materials go and everything like that, I think that's a big determining factor as far as like Jordan fans to, you know, go back and double and triple up on this pair. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how this release goes, as these aren't actually scheduled to drop until November. But as far as the early impressions, it looks like so far we kind of got a mixed bag, but you guys already know that's going to change up once these joints officially drop. And next up from Adidas, it looks like today they have officially unveiled the latest Anthony Edwards 1 colorway, which they're going to be calling Pure Ruby, which previously on Monday's update I did refer to these as the Georgia Bulldogs, but it looks like due to licensing, Adidas is opting for the Pure Ruby nickname. Now, as far as this pair right here, these are set to drop coming up this Saturday, the 7th, for a retail of $120. And just again, keeping things simple with this classic bread colorway, another solid addition to the Anthony Edwards 1 lineup. Now, Adidas also did unveil the latest Donovan Mitchell release, which they're calling the Don Issue number 6. So this specific pair happens to be called Spider Bite, which is going to be actually dropping tomorrow, the 5th, for a retail of $120. Now, as far as this model, I would say this is nothing to really like write home about, but I would say based off of the Don 5, I would definitely call these a solid improvement over that previous model. And when you actually take a look at Adidas Basketball's current lineup of signature models overall, while this pair specifically may not be a standout when you look at the entire lineup, you can definitely see a lot of great pairs. And you can start to see, which I've mentioned previously, but Adidas Basketball is starting to develop their own design language, which kind of leans into that futuristic Yeezy type of lane. I hate to always refer to as Yeezy, but you guys already know what's going on right here. Now, as far as the designs right here, what I do love about them, not only are they futuristic, but they don't rely heavily on the Adidas branding. While some of the pairs do feature the 3 stripes, it's more minimal and not like a huge emphasis on the design, versus when you take a look at Nike's current basketball signature model lineup, you'll notice that the Nike swoosh is like the main design element, as you got the big swoosh plastered right across the upper, which as far as these pairs, a lot of these are starting to like all morph together and almost kind of all look the same. So when you compare the Adidas current basketball lineup versus Nike, if you had to pick one, I'm gonna say most definitely, you know, even with my bias out the window, I would say that Adidas is killing Nike as far as their current models. But then again, as far as like retro nostalgic pairs, Nike is absolutely killing Adidas Basketball. You know, they got the whole Kobe line and everything like that. They even got their own mules, which they call the Clogposit, versus Adidas, which has dropped their own little version of the mule or whatever. So I would say so far, when you compare Adidas Basketball to Nike Basketball, while Nike is killing things in the retro category, Adidas current offerings, I would say, is definitely you know, one up on Nike, which I feel like is important because, as you guys know, ever since Adidas lost the Yeezy business, you know, their numbers have been definitely down as far as sales numbers, figures here in North America. And of course, you guys know basketball is a huge sport, big presence here in the States. So Adidas could gain a little traction, you know, gain a little bit of ground with Nike this upcoming season with their latest offerings. Of course, we know we're still waiting on the AE2 to release. We also have the Harden Volume 9, but as far as their current lineup, I would say they're definitely doing their thing when you take a look at what they have versus Nike. So we'll see if this is a big opportunity that Adidas is able to take advantage of coming up this season. And let me know what you guys think. Are you rocking with Nike Basketball's current offerings, or are you liking Adidas' more futuristic take on their current basketball line? Let me know in the comments below. And lastly, for today's Yeezy update, so it's been brought to my attention that Shein, of all places, is reportedly now selling Yeezys, which this actually turns out to be fake news, as Shein's website services do actually offer a marketplace. So it's no different than, like, let's say for example Walmart or even like eBay, as they actually allow third-party sellers to pretty much sell whatever they please via their website. So if it's the case that Shein is now selling Yeezys, well, you could say Shein is now selling Jordans as well, as pretty much you can find anything available via that website. So on top of that, we also do have a new Los Angeles archive drop to look forward to, of course, going down at the typical 12 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, as far as this drop, why you guys should be excited for is it looks like they are advertising the highly anticipated 20 hoodie, which is that purple joint. So we'll see what we have in store for tomorrow. Last time we saw them drop the Vote Kanye hoodie. So while it's not 100% confirmed, if they do actually drop those heavyweight purple joints, people are going to go absolutely crazy for those. And it'll be even more interesting to see what they actually decide to drop them for. We had this pop up on my Twitter feed, which reads, according to the Channel Candy CEO, Ye has been inspired and has started working on a new album after seeing the support at the Korea show. Ye is also planning an even bigger event in October. So as far as Channel Candy, these are actually the organizers, I believe, which helped put together the big Korean performance. So as far as what they said right here, this was actually translated to English, but this actually comes from their CEO, which reads, the Goyard performance on this day seems to have become a big turning point for these couple. It is said that he is currently working hard on performances and albums. Kanye posted on Instagram that he would have his next performance in China on the 15th. He has also said that he would put the inspiration he received from the Goyang in his new album. So of course, this statement right here is major because of course, Ye being motivated can only mean he's gonna pour out this energy into his artistic endeavors. As far as the recent album, Vultures 2, we all know that did feel a little bit unfinished when it officially released. What it kind of seems like is that the recordings were kind of just the leftovers that we had from the original Vultures sessions, which they kind of pieced together to create a full project. The only real updates that we had were to the mixing, and rather Ye didn't actually update any of the vocals or anything like that. So as far as him being motivated, I can only imagine what the next project will sound like. So it looks like we have the big event to look forward to coming up here shortly on the 15th, which it looks like apparently has already sold out. It looks like they have a full stadium capacity, 30,000, which apparently sold out in like 3 minutes. So that is a major event to look forward to. Hopefully we'll see a big live stream just like we did for the Korea experience. And with how things went down, how everybody was pleased and excited about that show, I think the expectations are now going to be throughout the roof for this next upcoming show. And with Ye being excited for the new album, you know, that could only mean that as far as the future of Yeezy, we can expect to see something big in the works, which as far as the latest updates, it looks like another Yeezy employee has actually been let go. So this dude goes by the name of Benma, which I'm not officially sure of what he actually does, but he did post this to his IG stories, which reads, I'm no longer working as Yeezy as of this day. 3 years, several drawings, several thousands of drawings. I have done my very last drawings for Ye to the best of my abilities. These final beautiful drawings are for China. I deserve kindness and respect. You will all see more of my art soon. Open to work, Benma. So this is unfortunate news right here. Wish nothing but the best for this dude right here. So on top of this, we did have some other high profile Yeezy employees let go. Of course, we know of Stephen Smith, which that news went super viral. That was very disappointing, you know, to hear for everybody. And with it looks like Yeezy kind of cleaning house, one can only anticipate what to expect as far as the future of the once, like, you know, hugely successful brand. So with Ye cleaning house like this, I think it can only mean one of two outcomes. Either things could get worse, or with them bringing in new people, you know, the only other way they could look is either worse or things could potentially get better. So we'll see what the future of Yeezy holds. You know, before we were kind of expecting to see Vultures 2 merge, there was rumors that we were going to see a new Yeezy.com drop. That never happened. So it looks like people are just still waiting to see, you know, what's in store as far as the next big Yeezy drop, which also rumors are that he has cut ties as well with the previous manufacturers at LA Apparel. So maybe that's kind of slowing up the process. But I would say as far as when we see the next major Yeezy drop, even regardless of all the haters, once they drop something new, you already know everybody's going to be checking for it. And of course, as far as Ye, and it goes with footwear, whenever he decides to drop his latest footwear, you know, everybody's going to stop what they're doing to check and see exactly what he's dropping. So Yeezy is not over. The buzz is still strong. They may not be as successful as they were previously, but after their first year of independency, some bumps in the road, I'm expecting to see a big 2025 for Yeezy moving forward. So let me know what you guys think about this latest news. Are you excited for a new potential Ye project? And what are you guys' expectations for this upcoming listening event? So we got the September joint to look forward to on the 15th, and then apparently it looks like we have another big event in October, which I'm hoping by that time we get some new merch, some new Yeezy, or hopefully some new music or something by then. So we're gonna wrap things up right here. But of course, before we bounce, I did want to mention today's poll of the day, where again we kept things simple. Yes or no, do you think Adidas is done with releasing Yeezys? So we had roughly 1.5 thousand votes. 65% of you guys feel like Adidas is not done. So we did get the recent report where they were sitting on like a little over $100 million worth of pairs. So I'm assuming that most people think that they're not done with releasing pairs until they make an official statement. And with the fourth quarter rolling around, it does make perfect sense for Adidas to top off the numbers with another major Yeezy drop. But with the way that Adidas heavily discounted all of these pairs, who knows if they even do plan to profit off of these releases. So maybe it wouldn't make sense for them to drop a fourth quarter release. So we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. But apparently the majority of you guys watching feel like they are not done. So we'll see how everything goes. But just kind of thinking from a business point of view, I know this maybe will upset a lot of people, but as far as Adidas, picking up the pieces from this leftover Yeezy collaboration, what about all of the, countless Yeezy samples that have never dropped? Like the first one that comes to mind are those original Yeezy basketball samples. We even saw Ye rocking them, the ones that kind of look like an upgrade or kind of look like they developed from the Wave Runners. Remember those joints right there where I think he wore at UCLA or something like that? Imagine if, let's just say for example, Adidas were to drop a pair like that without the Yeezy licensing or the Yeezy branding behind them. Would that be a pair that you guys would be checking for? I don't know. I think it would be definitely tempting and something that I couldn't resist. So let me know what you guys think about that, and as well appreciate everybody that participated in our poll of the day. You guys can always find that via the community tab here for this YouTube channel. I always appreciate to get your guys' insight on all of these topics. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. I'm JA. Of course, I will catch you guys tomorrow for the latest updates, and in the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.